We have a brand new strategic partner to introduce to you today. And it's not a brand new service line, but it's a service line that's untapped. And I don't want you to go missing this. I want to introduce myself for some of you who may not know. My name is Stephanie Edwards. I am the lead ambassador for the National Legal Nurse Consulting Network. And one of my roles here is really to help collaborate, coordinate with other legal nurse consultants and nurses who are desiring to become legal nurses. What's exciting about this year is we have so many new strategic partners. A strategic partner is a nurse, a legal nurse, or a business owner who has types of resources that can benefit you. The National Legal Nurse Consulting Network is the one and only first of its kind national network ran for nurses by nurses, a place where we can collaborate, really help cut through all of the myths in the industry and bring to light all of the knowledge and education that is available out there. So as we continue to grow from last year into this year, you guys are going to see a lot of great new things. Sylvia is someone who I met a handful of months ago at a conference, and she has been known for innovating in her industry, not just as a nurse, not just as a legal nurse, but also as a speaker and a business owner and a mentor. And this is someone you definitely want to listen to. Welcome, Sylvia. How are you?
I am fine. How is everybody this morning? I really appreciate you guys joining.
That's awesome. Sylvia, you've testified in court. You were an expert witness. Is this how you got into DMEs? Like, how did you establish your expertise and how did you get into DMEs?
I had another LNC from Utah contact me and was wondering if I wanted to do DMEs. So I told her, okay, let's do DMEs. So what she did was she took me under her wing and gave me training and some resources. And I also attended DMEs with her. After about a month or two, I was like, oh my God, this is what I want. This is what I want to do. I don't want to do anything else. I don't want to chronologies. I just want to do this.
Sylvia, tell me, you're 14 years in DME work now.
Yes.
What is, like, you say now attorneys always need you. So can you tell us, I feel like it's like expert witnesses, all legal cases need a DME. Can you explain that just so they can understand, like, the work is there, it's prominent, and it's required?
I'll give everyone an overview of what a defense medical exam is. A defense medical exam is usually demand that the defense or insurance company sends to the plaintiff attorney, and this exam is a mandatory exam. The client does not have a choice on whether they want to attend it or not. What we do in that case is, because there's a demand, usually the lawyer will give a response. We send a written response to the lawyer and say, okay, we agree to allow this client to go if you adhere by this. Usually the information that they have to adhere by is they're not allowed to ask questions regarding the medical history of the client, except what actually happened. They can talk about that, but they're not allowed personal information. For example, people that have diabetes or hysterectomy, things like that. They don't have to talk about things like that. Then they don't also have to talk about employment. The only part of employment that they have to talk about is basically what kind of work they do. The kind of work that they actually do, and given the injury, they have to indicate how this injury has affected their daily lives and also the work that they do. But that's it. They're not allowed to ask questions regarding workers' comp. Then the third one, and which is the final one, is they're not allowed to ask questions about prior injuries that they have had in the past. It could be 10, it could be 5 years. The norm is they're not supposed to ask more than 10 years. We never do a DME for a defense attorney. We always do it for the plaintiff attorney. And usually the plaintiff attorney after what I just explained, will now send out an email to a nurse that he works with or a legal nurse consultant that he works with and asks if they can appear at the defense medical exam on a particular date at a particular time.
What led you to then start thinking I should teach other nurses how to do this?
The first 5-6 years, I started doing the exams. I was going all over. I started getting more DMEs than I could handle. That was what happened. First, you have them and you're all happy, and then more come in and come in. I'm like, oh, okay. I think I'm going to start having to hire other nurses to do the exams.
I have heard you say there's a lot of bias in the DME.
Yes, this is very important. You have to be the kind of person that is not easily intimidated, because that's part of what happens in the DMEs. There are certain qualities that you have to have. If you are intimidated easily, this is not for you. There will be a lot of times when you will get into disagreements with the doctors, and you have to be able to stand your ground. Not only stand your ground, but stand it professionally. You have to also be someone that is good with patients. For example, when I was doing it, a lot of the attorneys that I was working with were telling me, oh my God, my client felt so comfortable with you. They felt like you were their sister. What I do is when I prep the clients, I first of all go into small talk about their life so that anxiety level comes down.
Mm-hmm.
And then once the anxiety level goes down, then I go into prepping the client. So by the time I actually go to the DME, the client knows how to answer a lot of questions, the way to behave when you have bad or terrible doctors, how to behave professionally. Usually when I was doing the DMEs, the patient would say, oh my God, I'm so glad my attorney hired you. The top thing is how you protect the client, how you advocate for the client. There are so many ways that people will learn in the DME course.
What I find so brilliant about this is that Sylvia's taken one service. There were, 16, 20 services that you can do as a legal nurse. And Sylvia's taken one and grown it into an empire. And not only done it herself, she's not the anomaly. She's also taught others to do it exactly the same. So she has a proven system that works. Thank you so much for joining us. I know the network appreciates having you. And guys, you'll be hearing more from Sylvia. So you'll see her coming on once a quarter to educate you on some small topics that have to do with DME. Like, she is not just a strategic partner, but also a member just like we are.
Want the opportunity to work directly with Sylvia, DME observation expert and NLNCN strategic partner? Inside the National Legal Nurse Consulting Network, members get access to discounted high-value opportunities like DME observation, a specialized service many attorneys need and few nurses offer. Join the only National Legal Nurse Consulting Network today to get connected and access member-only opportunities.